Hi, we're at a cabin in the woods for the next couple days. We're gonna be doing some painting later in this video. I wanted to show you outside, but it is currently raining, so I will show you that later. But I came here with some art supplies because we're planning on doing some paintings in the woods. So we're gonna take you on a little tour of this cabin, show you around. Our friends Drew and Carrie actually built this place with the help of a bunch of other people. It's beautiful. This is called the Ledges Cabin. You can follow them at Instagram at the Ledges at Blue Valley. I'm gonna actually link everything down below so you guys can check it out. They're on Airbnb and they're kindly sponsoring this video. We're doing a collaboration of sorts. By the way, I just wanna add something here at the beginning of the video. This is an Airbnb and it is located in the Hocking Hills area of Ohio. So if you're looking for a really cool place to stay, I highly recommend staying here. I'm gonna link it in the video description. We're also running a really cool thing right now. For the next 2 weeks, if you message them the code Mira20, when you book, they will give you a discount on your booking. This is only good for the next 2 weeks though, so you have until August 27th to message them that to get your price adjusted for your stay. Another cool thing we're doing is a giveaway over on Instagram. So if you follow the Ledges at Blue Valley and you follow me at Mira Byler, we're giving away a free 2-night stay and we're giving away the entire print collection of all the paintings that you're about to see in this video. So make sure you head on over to Instagram if you want to participate in that. So I'm going to be doing some paintings of the woods and probably the cabin. I kind of want to paint this cabin because wait till you see the outside. It is beautiful. But we're going to show you around. Let's go. So this is the kitchen. It is massive. This island is beautiful. We'll be playing some board games here. Here is the living room. I really like this fireplace here, it's really pretty. So far there's 3 bedrooms, so let's show you all of them. Here's the first bedroom. I really like the windows because you can get a really good view of the outdoors. Look at this bed.
And the windows.
This is so pretty. The lights reflecting off the windows. It's amazing.
Basically a videographer.
So these shelves here that they built, I want to show these to you because, well, first of all, look at that, that's sweet. But if you follow Emma Miller Art, some of her work is in here, which I think is really fitting for the style of this place. And I just love her paintings. So I wanted to show that. All right, so we're setting up the easel and everything. Dorv actually likes to paint too. He paints minis for like Dungeons and Dragons or for video games and stuff. So right now he's painting figurines from The Last of Us. It's a video game. And this is for our friend Scott. Right now we're moving everything down here because the shade is better. Another reason this will be better is because I'm gonna paint what I'm seeing here. And I need to be able to see the whole house and some of these trees. Look how beautiful this is.
Plastic was like in my ear. I was like super obnoxious. I was like, what is like in my ear canal? And it was this.
This easel is really cool. I haven't actually used it out and about yet. I've just used it to dry oil paintings in my studio. But I'm gonna put my palette and stuff here. It actually feels cooler down here than up on there, so this will be perfect. Well, I have a lot of the background blocked in. I'm gonna start layering leaves and letting this really light color leak through. It's like 90 something degrees out here though, so we're done. I'm gonna take this back to the studio and we're gonna finish this there.
Sounds good. Do you want to tell them about the vampire bugs though?
Dwarf got bit in the hand. It was messy. Let's pack this up, go hiking. We'll take you folks along on a hike, show you a little bit, and then we'll go back to the studio. Reminds me of going out west. Remember our hiking in California? This is so cool. Whoa, dude.
Isn't that crazy?
This is so cool. The amount of moths in here.
I know.
The Legends at Blue Valley. You gotta come. Book your stay.
You come experience this crack in the rock.
Wow.
There's like a, you can see into this tunnel. Now you can't really see because it's too dark. There's like a crack that goes all the way through. It's like here we are, normal forest, walking along, crack.
We're back in the studio working on this painting, and I want to share with you a little bit about why this collection is so special to me. So I knew I wanted to get a painting of the actual cabin in the woods because, first of all, I feel like pictures don't really do it justice on how tall these trees actually are, but they are looming over the cabin, and it's so sweet seeing mostly tree canopies when you look up and a little bit of sky. So I tried to capture that with this painting. But another really sweet thing about this is my friends Drew and Carrie, I remember a couple years ago, they were like, hey, we think we're gonna buy some land. And when they said it, I just remember the look on their own faces that almost seemed like they were shocked or something, or yeah, they were taking a really big leap of faith at the time to do this and build this cabin. And I think it's just really special because when they started building the cabin, they involved so many people that they knew. And it just felt like a lot of community came together and lent their helping hands. And Drew and Carrie gave people jobs for a temporary time while this was being built. And so when I see this place, I see, you know, the hands of so many people I know who came together and helped make this dream happen. And I just think that's sweet because, you know, when you see somebody like chase after the thing that they're wanting to do and you're cheering them on and then like you're seeing that it's actually working out for them, that's just so cool. I'm really happy for them, and like going there and seeing the cabin in person just felt so sweet because I was seeing pictures with updates like for a really long time, and then when I saw it in person I was like, whoa, this cabin is way bigger than I thought it was. Like the pictures also just don't do it justice. Okay, it's so big that my camera lens can hardly capture it, but yeah, we had to bring a couple different lenses to get some good shots of it at the cabin itself. It was really fun to do all the lights inside the cabin, and honestly that was probably the most intimidating part. I painted the edges of this blue to kind of go with the sky a little bit. So another cool thing I want to share about this whole collection, I will have the paintings and prints available at mirabyler.com. All of the paintings except one are available. One of them, the one I'm going to show next, went to Drew and Carrie as kind of like a thank you and stuff. But I have rolled canvas prints of this cabin. They're really big prints. They're 16 by 16 inches. And I also have my standard 8 by 8 prints available for this piece. I'm a really big fan of these rolled canvas prints because they actually look and feel like a painting. So if you're wanting to get something that kind of resembles an original, I would recommend sizing up and doing the rolled canvas prints. Let's hop into the next painting. This one is my favorite of the entire collection, and it is the one that Drew and Carrie chose to keep. I'm really glad they chose to keep this one because it's my favorite. So again, when we went hiking there, I was just mesmerized by the trees and how tall they were and how thick the forest was. I mean, it seemed like the sun could just barely pierce through the tree canopies, and it was so shaded. And then when the sun would start setting in the evenings, it just felt like a magical place. I mean, the sunlight piercing through thousands of tree trunks, and I just felt like, you know what, this scene is so special. I want to paint this one. And it was when the sun was setting and you could just kind of see the rays of sunlight just forming like a little starburst. It was so cool. I felt like, I don't know, being in a thick forest of trees and seeing sunsets was so special because you could really just see rays of sunlight like floating across and stuff. I don't know how to say that out loud, that it makes sense, but it was really cool. You'll see some more paintings later where I play with light, but yeah. So here it is finished. This one is 24 by 24 inches. I painted the sides like a warm muted pink. I felt like it matched this sunset pretty well. But overall, I really like this one. It felt like, you know, being in a really shaded place with tons of trees around kind of feels like you're hidden from the world a little bit. But then when the light peeks through and finds you, it just feels so sweet. I don't know, it just felt so warm and nice and cozy. Again, this is my favorite painting from the collection. So for this piece, I also chose to do a rolled canvas print here. It is also 16 by 16 inches, the same size as the one with the cabin. So there's 5 of these available if you want one. Then I also have a regular size 8 by 8 print here if you want a smaller one. There's 50 of these available. They're signed and numbered on the back. I feel like this painting collection really made me branch out a little bit, no pun intended, but I really enjoyed playing with different types of light and different angles of nature that I normally maybe wouldn't capture. So I was having a lot of fun with that, and you're gonna see that in some of the pieces coming up. I tried to keep a lot of these pretty impressionistic too, so yeah, it really felt like I learned a lot from this whole collection. And for the next piece, I tried to play with more vibrant colors, so I'm gonna show you that and how it went, and I'm just really excited for this. So this canvas here is a 16 by 20 canvas, and we're gonna paint this sunset scene that was on some rocks when we were hiking, and the sun just felt super vibrant at the time, and I thought, you know, this would be a really cool painting and this would push me a little bit. So I did like a golden underpainting. I've never actually done this color for an underpainting before, but I felt like we needed something a little brighter so that I could be a little braver. And because with this being like a really vibrant sunset, I felt like that color would do it some justice. So I'm painting these rocks here. In the perspective of this, you're kind of looking uphill at a bunch of different large rocks with like some trees looming over you. Felt intimidating at first to paint this. I was honestly kind of scared to paint this one, but I just kept working at it. This part was the scariest, like adding this really, really vibrant orange. I apparently stopped filming here, but yeah, that part was the scariest. But I say that because it's just an example of how you have to trust the process and keep working through those awkward phases of like, okay, maybe this doesn't really look like anything yet. Keep going. So here's this finished piece. Again, the colors are a lot more vibrant than the other pieces in this collection. But you know what? I'm glad I pushed through with this because it is one of my favorites. I mean, when we were hiking, the scene was just a little unexpected. When we came around the corner, we saw that bright patch of sunlight, I was like, wow, that is so pretty. Yeah, I don't know, the process of this almost felt unexpected too. It just, in a good, refreshing way. Also, I painted the edges of this one kind of like a mustard color to go with some of the colors that are in this area. I just thought that was so fun. All right, we're gonna start the next painting now. So this is when I felt like I started getting a little more playful with this series, and I just started using a bunch of different colors for underpaintings. This one I used burnt umber. I feel like I never use burnt umber. I usually use burnt sienna or magenta. So I was like, you know what, let's just roll with it. I'm having fun. So this big blob here is actually a ledge. That's why it's called the ledges. There's these like massive rock ledges there when you hike, and there's like ferns growing up them and everything. You saw some at the beginning of the video. I knew I wanted to capture a little bit of that. So here we are. I was coming around a corner, saw some ferns, saw some trees, and was like, this would be a fun painting. Got some photos. Oh, a side note, mapping in all these leaves in this like impressionistic style took a long time because I wanted like that underpainting halo to show around the leaves, between the leaves and the sky. I really enjoyed the process of that though. The repetitive nature of layering each leaf brushstroke was oddly satisfying and peaceful. This is another example of when I had to trust the process. When I started mapping in all these ferns, I was a little nervous that maybe I was messing up the painting, but it worked out. And then this part with the light, I was again nervous that maybe I was messing up the painting, but this was the special part. The sunlight was just piercing through the trees and it really lit up the space. But you know, you gotta be brave, so I just went for it and I just kept layering and trying to make it look like light. Anyway, here's this painting. I painted the edges of this one a muted blue, the same color I did with the cabin painting. I had a lot of fun painting this one. It was just a cool way to play with techniques that I rarely use, so I want to try to play with light more in the future. Oh, here's a little painting that I forgot to film, but here you get to see it. It's a little 6x6 one. The reason I just showed that one is because I'm gonna do one that's a little bit similar, but with softer colors now. So I will show you that. That is one reason why I like painting collections. You can do a lot of similar pieces. And for artists who don't want to say goodbye to a certain piece, I think it's really helpful to just paint some similar ones. Here it is. It was so fun playing with these sunsets and capturing it in different types of lighting. We stayed there for 2 nights, so we got to see 2 different sunsets. So I mentioned this in my Freedom in Bloom painting collection a couple months ago, but I don't know, when I go hiking and stuff, I feel really thankful for mobility because when I had my twins, I had a really rare like femoral nerve injury and I couldn't really walk for like 6 months. Couldn't really feel my leg for a long time. I had to do physical therapy like pretty intensely. And every time I go hiking now and I'm like climbing on rocks and jumping up and down over logs and stuff, I am just filled with like an immense amount of gratitude. And I was reminded of that on this hike too. I don't know, it's just really special. And I feel like these are the little reminders that like I can take such simple things for granted, but once it's snatched away, it's like, wow, I really relied on that. So anyway, I just wanted to tuck that in here because it does come to mind when I hike and stuff sometimes. And I think that thankfulness does come out when I paint. Just on a more serious note. This final painting here is just a little glimpse, but it's the path back home, basically. So this is the driveway that would lead you back down to the road. and you can't like see cars or anything like while you're at this cabin. You're pretty tucked away. But I just thought the scene here was quite peaceful. So I wanted to capture it on a little canvas, especially with softer colors like this. I just thought it was really fun. Anyway, this collaboration was really sweet to do. It felt really cool to see the whole process of my friends building this cabin and the love and intention that they poured into it. And then we talked about potentially doing a collaboration with like a painting or something. And I knew going into it, like if I started at one painting, it would probably be hard to stop. So I told them, you know, I'm actually thinking of doing a collection. They're pretty cool with that. So yeah, they gave us a stay at their cabin and we felt pretty blessed by that because we got a little getaway. We got to go hiking and then, yeah, I got to do this painting collection. So again, if you're interested in staying at this Airbnb, you can get a discount if you message them Mira20 before August 27th. And then they can go in and adjust your booking. We couldn't really figure out how to make an actual discount code, so that's how we're like kind of going about it. But yeah, I'm really happy for them. I will link their Airbnb and their Instagram below if you want to just check them out. If you're nosy and you want to see the property, it's really pretty. Also, these prints and paintings will be available at mirabyler.com. Thanks for coming along and watching this. This was like a 2-month project. It honestly feels kind of weird to be saying goodbye to this now. But I'm also going to be saying goodbye to you. So have a beautiful day. See you later. Bye.